Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and let's not waste any time and just get into the video. Well, this is going to be a little bit of a fun one today, kind of, sort of. But before all of you freak out, no, I am not quitting YouTube. I would have put I am quitting YouTube as a title if I was quitting YouTube. I'm going to obviously be continuing to do YouTube, so if that's why you're watching this video, then you can probably head out now, but I'd recommend to still stay so you guys can kind of see the changes, or at least not see, but hear about the changes that are going to be happening, you know, in my personal life in the next little bit. So what I want to do is I first want to go back in time just a little bit, so I can kind of give you guys a little bit of setup for, you know, what's happening currently in my life and the changes that are happening, and, you know, what I'm going to be quitting, essentially. So, you know, go back in time to, you know, when I was really young, and just to kind of go over this very quickly, is the thing that I wanted to be when I was young, you know, growing up. Everyone always has this dream of what they want to be when they grow up, right? And, you know, the stereotypical ones are people want to be like a firefighter, astronaut, all that kind of stuff. I never had that dream. My dream when I was young, the thing that I always wanted to do is I always wanted to teach people. From when I was a kid to today, I've just always had this dream where that's my passion in life, is teaching people, and, you know, having some sort of, you know, leadership role, in the sense of not necessarily, you know, leading people, but where I'm in a leadership role to where I'm then, you know, maybe directing people as well, you know, one of the two, or something that combines the both, which typically if you're a good leader, then you should also be a really good teacher, in my opinion. So that was a dream that I've kind of carried along my whole life, and, you know, trying to figure out things to where I could make that into, you know, actuality, essentially. So now, you know, fast forward to about the beginning of this year, right, February, March range, I had this thing click in my head where, you know, I'd been making YouTube videos for a while and it wasn't really working out, and I was like, what do I need to do to change to make this work? So, you know, after talking to some people and, you know, looking into some stuff, I found that I need to make a video every single day of the week, no matter what, no questions asked. Doesn't matter how I feel, it doesn't matter what's happening, I make a video no matter what. And I've done that. So since March of this year, I have made a video every single day, no matter what, on this main channel. And some days I make multiple videos, like today. And so obviously all that work that I've put into it and everything has paid off, because back in March I had, I'd have to go look at my analytics, but I think I had about 500 subscribers, and I think that month I got about, you know, maybe somewhere around 100 to 200,000 views. Where this month I'm tracking to get about 2.3 million views, and I've got over 23,000 subscribers now. So obviously a huge growth, you know, in a relatively short period of time, right? I haven't fully gone quote unquote viral yet, but I mean, in terms of automotive channels, I'm one of the larger channels in terms of view count, especially for like a review channel. Most review channels kind of sit in that, you know, 500,000 views a month to, you know, 6 to 7 million views a month, and I'm kind of right there in between. I haven't quite gotten to the high side, but I promise you guys we will get there shortly. That being said, though, that obviously has changed things for me financially immensely. I went from, you know, the job that I was doing back then in March, where I needed to work at that job for me to be able to make income that month, to now I earn, you know, more than twice as much off of YouTube than I do from my day job, frankly. And I'm okay with saying that. I'm comfortable with saying that, because it's the truth, right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with telling the truth. When I go and film a video, I'm making far more money than when I go and work an 8-hour day at work. It's just the reality of my life now, and, you know, I'm okay with that, because it's, you know, different. YouTube is kind of scalable, right? It's scalable in the sense that it works even when I'm not working, whereas my job, I've got to physically be there to be earning income. So it's a little bit different, but, you know, I love both of them for different reasons. But this changed for me, obviously, financially, to where, you know, I'm making enough money off of these videos that I make, makes it so that I can be a little bit pickier with, you know, what I do for work. And that's a huge reason why I chose to take the position that I do at the job that I'm at, where I essentially am supposed to be, you know, training and teaching and keeping things up with the internet department at the store. And, you know, it's been pretty difficult for me, to be honest. I mean, I'm gonna tell you guys that just straight up. I've had a lot of difficulty with it. It's been a huge learning curve for me. I've had a lot of failures. I've had some successes, but I mean, it's been super difficult for me, but that's why I've loved it, is because I love the challenge. And you know, it's a challenge of trying to get something to work that I'm not good at. I love doing that. I love doing things that I'm not good at, and you know, trying to make something work out of it, essentially. But that being said, that's a huge reason why I still continue to do the work that I do. Is I'm, you know, teaching people to hopefully change their lives like how I changed my life. Because before I started sales, you know, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw the post that I made. You know, I made minimum wage cleaning rooms all throughout school and everything. And I went from that to obviously earning over 6 figures a year from a sales job. So I mean, it's a huge lifestyle change, huge income change, all that kind of stuff completely changed my life. And no, money doesn't buy happiness, and money isn't everything, but the fact that I can pretty much buy whatever I want and I don't have to stress about money, I don't have to stress about paying my bills, changed my life. And I wanted to help people do the same thing for themselves, and that's why I took the position that I took. But now fast forward to now, and you know, things are changing dynamic wise at work for me to where I might be having a position that is, you know, obviously going to be more associated with sales rather than teaching people. And you know, just that change, it's not a negative thing by any means, right? I still have, you know, passion for all that kind of stuff. I love cars. I love helping people purchase cars. But that being said, if my true passion in life is to teach people, I'm gonna spend more time with that than, you know, something that is not quote unquote my true passion in life. I can still have passion for something, but you know, I feel like there's a difference between, you know, what you're striving for in the long term to, you know, what you love right now. So with my true passion being teaching, probably next month, now this isn't guaranteed, but this is where the, you know, quote unquote quitting part comes in. You know, probably starting next month, depending on, you know, circumstances and everything, I will be taking a minimum of a month to potentially several months off of my job and just doing YouTube full time. Now, the reason that I would be pursuing things in that sense is I still want to do everything I can to help the dealership. I obviously still want to work there, and you know, once I have gotten things into a certain capacity where I, you know, feel comfortable to be in a different role where I'm just more sales associated essentially, then I will be working there for more hours. That being said though, I want to focus on my passion, which is teaching, and that's my second channel. That's why I started that second channel. That second channel is all about teaching, and if you aren't subscribed to it, link in the description below, please go subscribe. That's going to help me, you know, pursue a passion of mine, is to teach people. And I've struggled so much to be able to upload videos to that. I haven't had enough time. Every single time I think that I have time to go and film and upload a video for that channel, it doesn't happen. And it's super frustrating to me because I want to create something where I can change people's lives and help them out. And the only way that I can do that is if I make videos full time, essentially. So like I said, this isn't 100%, but this is me just kind of spitballing an idea. I'm not 100% on this. I haven't fully committed to this, but this is something that, you know, I'm thinking about right now. You know, it's just kind of in the works mentally, where I'm like, you know, if I can do it financially, if I can, you know, chase my dreams financially, and, you know, I'm hoping that I'll have the support from everyone around me, you know, the people that I work with, family members, all that kind of stuff. I don't expect that. I never expected that. You know, I've done a lot of things that, you know, people haven't supported, but I do it anyways because it's my passion, and I'm gonna do it because I want to do it. Obviously you always hope for everyone's support, but if I don't get everyone's support, then, you know, I've just got to make things work at that point. And, you know, whatever happens, in my opinion, happens for a reason. And if I ever have anything negative happen in my life because I was chasing my passion and my dreams, then it's for a good reason. And that negative thing that's happening, probably, you know, what I would say is it shouldn't be in my life in that case. You know, if, you know, let's just say, for example, let's say that one of my friends wasn't supportive of me making YouTube videos, then are they really a friend at that point? You know, just for example. So kind of scale that out to every aspect of your life. If things aren't supporting your passions in life, then, you know, should they really still be there in your life? And the answer not always is no, but a lot of the times it is no, and you just need to get that negativity out of your life and move on. So what I'll be doing is I'll be giving you guys an update video at the beginning of next month, telling you, you know, what's happening, you know, what I'm doing schedule wise and all that kind of stuff. And sorry I haven't uploaded, you know, on the second channel for a while. Like I said, I haven't had time, but you know, once I get things tightened up and where I have time, I will start uploading to that second channel more often, and obviously on a consistent basis, hopefully grow that. And you know, the sky's the limit at that point, and we will just see what happens. That is going to wrap things up for our discussion today. I'll see all of you in that next video.